John, on Father's Day you got a card from your daughter saying that you're a multi-talented dad. Coach painting, sing writing, singing, guitar playing, photography, bowling champion, age Scotland runner-up, volunteer 2013, Granton Hub local historian, also shown slideshows and film to the North Edinburgh shelter homes and being awarded by getting your head sculptured along with 4 other local pillars of the community. And last but not least, an admin of Spirit of Leafers.
Yeah, well, that's my daughter for you. Yeah, it was quite a lovely card actually. What more can I say?
So why is this man so talented? Well, one of his talents was music. And you see here, John was a key musician. He was in a band for over 25 years. He played in different clubs, social clubs, working man's clubs. Friends and family loved him. You know, he's pretty much strong in the community with his music. He was a big Lennon and McCartney fan. He loved the 60s. So better or more, just get John to tell you more about the story himself. Here's John.
I've been entertaining since I was 16. It all started when we were sitting in a stairway with my friends, raining outside, nothing to do. So we decided to start a group, a pop group. So we all decided what instruments we wanted to play, and we eventually got our instruments. But we couldn't play a note. My sister-in-law, she was coming home in a bus one day, and she was talking about us, and was overheard by a man who said he ran a concert party called the Silver Rays, and asked if we would go along to his house. There was a guy there who played guitar and would teach us how to play. So right enough, we went along to his house, and right enough, the guy was there and showed us a few chords, how to play, and we eventually actually joined the concert party as well. So we learnt how to tap dance and do comedy sketches. This is a photograph of the actual concert party. There's some of the guys in it. And there was other people there, the girls, they done the Highland dancing and so forth. Vi, she was the one that ran it as well. She done her Highland singing. And of course we got our own spot as well with playing the guitars. And as I say, we did the other sort of dances as well. This was a Mexican one. So we really enjoyed it. But eventually we left the concert party after about 4 years. But we really enjoyed going around the hospitals and the shelter housing and stuff like that. So when we left, we took up 1 or 2 sort of bookings. This was a kids' Christmas party we were at. And once again, the guy who taught us to play guitar, we went on our own and met up with 2 girls, and we done the folk singing. Went round hotels, but once again broke up and ended up with another group. But we eventually, the last group that we were with was with these guys here. We were together for 24 years. So when we eventually parted ways, I carried on myself with doing karaoke, especially in my bowling club.
Today John's still doing the music and he's doing his bowling club and doing karaoke, as he said. This footage is filmed by his wife Anne.
took up photography.
John's photography is a different level, and you can see the detail in this image. The chap with his hands around the bottle, it stands out. His monochrome images certainly inspired some of my work as well.
And joined a camera club. And in the camera club, we were asked to do a slideshow, a small slideshow of a few slides, and I decided to go down to Granton Harbour. And what I did, I went to the library, got some books out to learn the history of the harbour, and took some photographs out of the book, some of the old photographs, and went down to the harbour and took photographs as they are today. So I had the new against the old to show what a difference a few years would make. But I really enjoyed doing it. So I started to go around Edinburgh, and I did one on Stockbridge, the south side, one on the trams. So I started to build up quite a collection. So word got around that I had all these shows, and I was asked to show at the community centres, and the Pet was one of them that asked me to go along and so show the slides as well. So like I say, round about North Edinburgh, I've been going round and showing these slides. 2013 I got nominated to go into the Volunteer Age Scotland, which I got the runner-up for that year. So I'm still doing it today, but now I've actually moved on to films, and I'm now 70, and I hope to still be doing it when I'm 80. So we'll see how things progress, and maybe see at one of my shows. The reason how I got into history was when I joined the Leith Camera Club. We were asked to do a slideshow, just a few slides, and show them during the season. So I chose to go down to Granton Harbour. So I was taking photographs at Granton Harbour, and I thought I could go to the library and collect some books and get some history on the harbour, and put that along with my show. Mm-hmm. So I took some photographs out of the book, some old photographs, and combined with my new ones, it was quite a nice sort of thing to do, showing the old and then the new. I showed them at the camera club, and it went down well. So I said to myself, I quite enjoyed doing that. So I started to do other places in Edinburgh. I did Stockbridge, I did the south side, I even done some trams, and going to the library all the time and collecting books to get the history on these places that I was photographing. So I went to second-hand shops as well, and I started to buy the books, and I got even more interested in the history of Edinburgh, and started collecting, and now I've got a whole library of books of about 400, I believe, but I've been collecting for quite a while now, of course. But into the history, I have one or two really good books that a lot of people would love to have themselves. So I'm still collecting books today, and the things I get for birthday presents and Christmas presents, they always say, "We never know what to get you, Dad." So I always get book tokens. But I still enjoy my books. But sometimes the photographs that are in the books are fantastic. So I love my history. I've taken a lot of photographs of Fleeth and putting them onto a site called the Spirit of Leithers. And I was asked to become a member, an admin.
Mm.
But this is one of the books or things that I had, which I put onto the Spirit of Leithers at one time.
Wow. What are we looking at here, John?
It's the demolition in 1924 when they were taking away all the slum type of houses and broadening the streets and so forth.
Yeah.
This is Cable's Wynd, as you can see, showing you that there was actually houses here at one time.
Yeah.
And this next again map showing you the ones that were being demolished, and Cable's Wynd is now a lot wider.
Okay. That's quite fascinating. So it's just a kind of timeline, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And another one here of the shore. This is Henderson Street coming down,
Yep.
and this was all changed as well. And as I say, once again, the black areas is actually the ones that have been demolished.
Ah, right, okay. So Spirit Leafers, obviously they were interested in this, I believe.
Yes, Spirit of Leithers were left a lot of photographs of the buildings before they were demolished.
Okay.
And as I had actually bought this in an auction, they having the photographs and the maps together, we actually got them digitized and put onto the web so that everyone can see the photographs as they were. They were in a pretty poor state,
Yeah.
but the University of Edinburgh actually made a nice job of them.
That's really interesting.
It's another one in Patterson Street,
Okay.
Popular Lane.
Popular Lane. Yeah, some of the names. Smith's Land.
Yeah.
That's a name that's used quite a lot in it. Smiths, because obviously to do with
Yeah.
the tailors, the blacksmiths, I presume.
Yeah.
Elm Street.
Yeah.
Some terrific collections you have, John, of parts of old Edinburgh. Kind of was something quite interesting I looked at there, and it's just mainly this here. Can you tell me more about this coat of arms?
Yeah, well that's, it's an old door from the lampposts in Leith.
Oh yeah.
I managed to pick this up. It was just a black sort of colour, but me with my usual sort of skills, I did the sign writing on it
Really?
and brought it up to the state that it is in now.
So it's restored it.
Yeah, but I'm quite a collector of old Edinburgh sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that I like here, the old water bottle from the Buchan,
Buckins, yeah.
yeah, in Portobello.
Yeah, and how long have you been collecting for?
Oh, about 1980, I think it was, that I really started to collect things.
I'm just looking around, I can see the extension collection you've got here, the China, etc. here.
Yes, they're crestware, they're called.
Okay. And the paintings up here as well, John, are they, they're your paintings, aren't they?
They're no, I have bought one or two original paintings. I got them commissioned actually.
Well, that's...
But the tram one.
tram, yeah.
The tram one is my one.
That's one here, right?
Yes, that's one of my paintings.
Really good.
shopkeeper down my street asked me to come and have a look underneath his building. He's putting up an extension, and we went down, and it's like a reservoir. So I looked up the history, and it is a reservoir for supplying water to the Granton Harbour, built by the Duke of Buccleuch. I went down and took photographs, and to make sure that when the guy was building the extension that everything would be okay, that it wouldn't collapse. But I love these photographs.
And just this part here, John, you're talking about as well. Next to, I've noticed you've got your photographs here, and a really good light you use as well. But these clippings you've got here from is it Evening News or?
Yes, these are all over Edinburgh seemingly, and this is one that they picked up.
Mhm. Okay. Oh yeah. So that's a space under Libertown Estate. Okay. Let's see there. So there's quite a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's certainly fascinating there. So John, we've just been looking at your interest in history, and one of the things that's stood out, especially your work, your artwork I've been looking at, especially in your room here, I can see paintings that have influences on your interests. So one interest leads to another.
Yeah, well, like I say, being a sign writer, I've always been quite good at art, especially at school. They brought me on, and the history of Edinburgh. What I wanted to do is take pictures with my camera, and I says, why not do some paintings?
Mm.
So I've actually acquired quite a few paintings now as well, which are hanging in the hall, the room, the living room as well. Place is covered with them. But no, I love my painting as well. The Granton Hub, they had an exhibition of artwork as well for sale.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of paintings in, and also my photography.
Okay. Something you enjoy, is it kind of like escapism for you? Just like to paint just to relax, or?
Yeah, I think it is. It's especially in the days just now. I've got plenty of time, and so I'm getting a few of my paintings mounted, and some more space up on the wall.
Good.
And that's about it, I would say, for my painting sort of thing.
I like the one which I'll put up on the screen just now, was one of Granton Square. I quite like it myself. I wouldn't mind that picture myself. So as you see this picture you're looking at now on the screen, John has put a lot of detail. You can actually see the eye leading in, and right in the hub of this picture is Granton toilets. Now one of the things is, if you know Granton very well, you know these toilets, people go past them every day, and they're right in the middle of this roundabout, and to the right hand side I think it's the Salvation Army, or
No, it's the Clever House.
it's like a navy place or something.
Yeah, the Clever House.
Clever House, yeah.
Used to be called Granton Hotel. I do like the local sort of stuff as well. I've got one of the old embassy as well, which is a good painting which I thoroughly like. And as soon as I took it into my club next door,
Mm-hmm.
there was a guy wanting to buy it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to keep that one.
Rightly so. Your family must love all your interests, though. You know, you've got so much interest that people in your family can see different things that they enjoy themselves. They might say, "Well, Dad, can you do this for me?" And I know you love your grandchildren, and
Yeah, the kids are terrific. They really are. We've even been given sunflower seeds.
really,
Yeah, that's another thing, the gardening. To see who could grow the tallest sort of sunflower. So they have competitions with that,
Right,
and they look after them.
great.
Yeah, love the grandkids.
Excellent.
Well, working with the buses for so long, it was just a thing that I had to do, I think, because being a coach painter,
Yeah.
that was my actual trade. And then I moved into the sign writing department, and I was always quite good at art at school. And as I say, being in the transport, working with buses all the time, I actually half joined a transport club.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so they actually work with bigger buses actually in the Lathamond.
Yeah.
But I thought that if I could do the model buses, and they went on well. This one that you're looking at now is I actually built it myself. It was a kit, a metal kit, and I love the older buses rather than the newer type ones. I
Yeah.
think there's more character to them. But I have actually got about 100 buses now. And with me being a sign writer, this bus here, I actually done the real bus with the sign writing on it. 1986, when the bus deregulation, where anybody could actually start up a bus company and run it.
That's interesting. So, John, we kind of talked about various different types of hobbies and interests you have. One of the main ones that you do very well is, of course, as others as well, is bowls.
Yeah. It's I was never really interested in bowling, but when I moved to this house, it's right next door to a bowling club.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got invited through. Of course, tried to keep the neighbours nice and quiet and come through, have a drink, maybe have a wee game of bowls.
Yeah.
And I loved it that much that I actually joined the club. And got better at it. And eventually I managed to get into the championship finals. And that was quite nerve-wracking.
I can imagine, yeah. So how long is it before you actually started bowling, getting to the championship finals?
13 years, I would say.
Okay.
About 13 years of. But no, I really enjoyed my bowling. And coming into the championship, it was one of the old-time greats, one of the top-notch bowlers.
Right.
But he must have been off that day and actually won it. So it's a thing that all bowlers want to have is a championship final. So it was quite a proud moment for me then.
It's brilliant. And we can see some pictures just now, we put up on the screen, of numerous times you've been with Queensbury Bowling Club winning trophies. So it's definitely a massive achievements with all the trophies you guys have won, and you kind of go to different places, don't you? You travel.
Yes, we have friendlies and stuff like that. They're really good times. But the leagues, we've won the leagues quite a few times as well. And our club has actually been in the first division for a few good number of years now as well.
Yeah. So now, I'm not really a bowl fan as such, but with regards to the first division, is that like top league for you guys? It's not like a premier above that or anything. It's the first division is
yes,
the pinnacle.
that is the top. Yeah.
So that's quite high up. So you yourself doing the bowls, how long you've been doing it for?
Well, I started in 1990.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So and it was mainly when you first moved here.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I say, bowling didn't really interest me until I got into it. It's a really good pastime now.
Yeah.
And good social.
Yeah, exactly. Because one of your hobbies, you also connect to that as well. When you play live, you do music in the bowling club as well as like karaoke, etc.
Yes. Well, like I say, once I gave up the sort of guitar at one time. When there was a guy in the club next door, they done karaoke, and I said I could do better than that. So I got myself some equipment and I've done a few karaoke's through there now.
Holding punches, John, when it comes to hobbies, aren't you? Brilliant. And I think that's one of the things that's really so unique about you. Was I kind of mentioned to you earlier today, but I'll mention to you just now in this interview, is when people take up hobbies, they tend to like put things on hold, or they lose interest, and they'll probably go to another hobby, but they won't go back to the old one, because we all kind of change with time. But you've seemed to, every hobby you've had, or every hobby you're doing, I should say, you don't give up. So you're keeping going, and you've sold prints, you've sold your photography, you've sold paintings, you've won championships with bowling clubs, you've played live in front of people with your band. I mean, I don't want to go on because it's I won't get you out that door with your head going so big, John, but come on, what else? Can you explain, John? I'm looking at what you got in your hands there. What's this?
Yes, this is a marker that we use in the bowling green.
Yeah.
It's it just sort of lets you know the centre of the green sort of thing. And this one was made in 1925, which was the reinstitution of the club. The club actually started in 1880.
Wow.
And the Duke of Buccleuch had to have his land back.
Right.
So the club sort of dismantled for a wee while.
Oh, okay.
And they moved up to Inverleith, the public park up there for a while.
Mm.
And then in 1921, I believe, that the Duke of Buccleuch actually started to think about giving the club some land, which was next door to this house.
Was there a connection to Duke of Queensberry, with being Queensberry?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
So it was named after him.
So it's certainly interesting the bowls. I mean, I like watching it on TV, like golf or snooker. It's a nice calming kind of hangover sport watching on a Sunday morning. But it's a good, really skilled sport. You can see the amount, effort that gets into it. Something I'll probably do in the future. I mean, there's a bowling club where I live called the Dean in Stockbridge. I know you guys have played them a few times. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. We have a few tussles with them right enough.
You never know, you might come against me. So anyway, John, that was really quite interesting. Thanks for sharing, especially this bit of memorabilia you've got there, which I believe is the original. Is that right?
Yes.
So we talked about quite a lot of hobbies that John's done in the past, and it's not so much as the hobbies, it's what he's done for communities as well. And he's contributed to local history with the Granton Hub lately, and also with his music as well, and the club from the past when he was in the band, right to the point in the bowling club where he's doing his karaoke and entertaining people on Saturday nights. So he's done a lot of different things for his own community. So if you know John, he has these images in the evening news quite often. He's one of the reasons why I've taken up photography. I had an iPhone and I used to do this basically point and shoot. But John showed me how to use a camera, and I'm thankful for him doing that as well with me. So it's bringing nicely to the you could say the main point of this video, and it's something that's been featured in the evening news, mainstream news, regards to what John's done for his community. And it's pretty much on the backdrop of when we all went to lockdown back on the 23rd of March. The country was going through the pandemic. We tried to do things that kept us entertained. Some people went onto Zoom video, speak to friends and family, FaceTime, etc. John's done something else as well. John's played a bit of rock and roll for his community. During these times of lockdown, how did you kind of, you and Anne, get through things? How did you keep yourself sane?
Well, like I say, we're very close, of course, being married.
Goes all say.
So, no, on the Facebook, I had seen people going out and sort of entertaining in their neighbourhood. So I said, that is a great idea. So what I done was, I said every Sunday, around about 1 o'clock, I'll go out and maybe play the guitar for about an hour or so and just see how it goes. And it went down very well, actually. So then the following Sunday, there were actually more people looking out the window. And yeah, the passers-by as well, they were giving me the thumbs up. Cars passing by would even stop and have a wee look in. And I even started to get one or two requests. It wasn't to stop. But no, and people, as I say, passing by, say, what time are you starting? You know, and so I was setting up. So, and they were quite a wee bit away, so they were saying that they could actually hear it, so it must have been a wee bit loud, right enough. But I really enjoyed doing it. So I did that for about, I think it was about 7 weeks, every Sunday, going out, and I must thank my son as well for it. He was like bringing all the gear out because it's quite heavy now. And and my daughter would come down and they actually did live videos. And a neighbour across the road was videoing me as well. And the evening news picked it up.
Right.
And she actually got about 2,000 likes on her video. So it was working.
And I'll just put a couple of snippets up just now. Here's some footage of John.
I'll be true to you, yes I will. I'll be true to you, yes I will. I wanna try as when the other girls go by, and I'll be true to you, yes I will.
But one of the things that was quite touching, John, was that card you got from someone who appreciates your music. You know, from an admirer, it says on it. So we're going to put a little bit on that. So have a look at this. And this is this is John talking about
This is a card that was sent to me through the post. I thought it was a really fantastic thing for someone to do. Because when I'm playing the guitar, you don't know if anybody's listening even. But when they came around and they even left an Easter egg at my door, which was a great thing, like, you know. Is to a resident musician, just wanted to drop you a note to say how much I have really enjoyed listening to you sing these past 2 Sundays. It has really lifted my spirits. You have an amazing set and a great repertoire. I really hope you will continue to entertain us. Thank you so very much. From an admirer of your talent. Yeah, there was one time as well, I was playing quite loud, I think, and the police come to ask me to turn it down a wee bit, because someone had complained. It must have been someone on a night shift or something, said they couldn't get to sleep. But they said on a Sunday, 1 o'clock really, he says, I'm not going to stop you or anything, just turn it down a wee bit. He says, by the way, you're good.
That's the arm of the law.
Yeah.
Right.
But I got another visit from them one time as well. I had just finished and put all the gear away, and they actually come to the door. So I just had to sort of screw the nut a wee bit and turn it down a wee bit. But no, they were quite good and quite happy for me to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and like I say, the rest of the neighbours really enjoyed it as well. So I was quite happy.
It's a good thing you've done, John, for your community, definitely. And I think your family loved it as well. They were your biggest fans because they were pretty much there every Sunday. Oh, it's quite an interesting part, you know, pretty much of John's legacy, you could say, because it's almost like the icing on the cake in a way, because what he done was very selfless and he helped people out. And, you know, what's really touching about it as well is his family, the support his family gave him. And yeah, John, I mean, it must have been great having your family there watching you on a Sunday.
Yeah, I must admit, even the wife, she's not too well at the moment, but she even came out and wrapped herself up and enjoyed it, and it was a nice bit of family sort of thing. And we kept the distance.
But yeah, what next, John? An album?
Well, you never know.
You never know exactly. Put it this way, if I was a betting man, I would never bet against you. But yeah, I mean, that's the pretty much the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed this little kind of venture we've been on together watching this. And I'm really happy to call this man a good friend of mine. He's been there every step with me, helping me with my photography and my driving. That's another story. But but thank you, John. And the reason why I made this video is just a huge thanks to you, because you're one of the influences in my life.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure you've influenced a lot of people with your skills and hobbies as well.
Well, I hope so.
And you may not know that, but I think there's a few people out there probably. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm going to leave you some more footage of John, and enjoy.
Thank you.